up? It's Hope, and this is video 2 of my 9-month or week 39 post-op VSG update. If you haven't seen video 1, go back and watch that one first if you don't mind, and then come back and watch this one so that way it kind of makes more sense. In this video I'm going to be talking about some NSVs that I've been experiencing, which are changing my whole life, some struggles I've been having, and then just a few shout outs and just a little bit more of updating on what's been going on with me. So in the last video, I talked about foods that I can and can't eat. I talked about the numbers. Talked about you know, what I eat every day. This video is going to be not really focused on food, but on the different aspects of this journey. So some NSVs I'm having. The other day I had a really good friend of mine give me some clothes, and I was going through the clothes, and it's like size 10, 12. Right now I'm in a size 16. My highest size or largest size that I ever was in was like a 24, 26. Shirts was like a 4X. And this shirt that I'm wearing right now is an extra large, and so that's typically, this shirt is a newer shirt that I have. I bought it like a couple weeks ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so it's XL in shirts, and then jeans or pants is size 16. Well, she gave me some clothes, and it was like size 10 or 12, and I just can't even imagine being that size. I've never been that size before in my whole life. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try on the size 12s and see what happens. Y'all, they buttoned and zipped a size freaking 12. Really? Like, can't even put it into words. What? Size 12. Now, of course, it's going to be a little while before I can actually wear them comfortably, and I'll wear them in public. But, I mean, they buttoned and they zipped, and I have to lay down or, like, suck in a whole lot and feel like I can't breathe. Like, size 12. So, I know that is, like, a definite goal of mine to, like, wear those pants comfortably. And it's so hard to fathom that I'll get there. It's so crazy. And I've noticed my shoe size is smaller too. Like, I used to wear like an 11, 12. I have humongous feet. And now, like, I try on a size 10, 9.5, 10, and those fit. But 11, 12s are way too big now. So, but I mean, my feet, like, that's one of the things that, like, I used to, like, hate so bad about being so big, is that my feet were swollen all the time. I would wake up in the morning, my feet would be swollen. I would go to sleep at night, feet swollen. Like, my feet hurt and were swollen all of the time. And so I always wondered, like, what kind of change would that bring to my feet? Like, what kind of, you know, weight loss change would come to my feet, which I know is probably very weird. But anyway, and my feet are, like, skinny and bony, and, like, I love them now. I know it's weird to talk about my feet that way, but anyway, they're definitely not swollen and fat anymore, so that's a good thing. Okay, so this next NSV is really crazy. The other day, my husband and I were riding our bikes around the neighborhood like we do all the time. I love to ride my bike now. It's, like, so much fun. And we have this really good neighbor friend of ours, and so we seen that he was outside, and we pulled in, and we were talking to him. We must have been standing there probably like 30 minutes. And he, like, looks over at Andy, my husband, and says, "Andy, is this your girlfriend? Like, I mean, were you going to not introduce me? Are you and your wife not together anymore?" And I was like, "What?" And he was like, I'm not going to tell on you or anything if that's how you roll, but I mean, you know, I just wanted you to introduce me to your friend. And Andy was like, oh my God. I was laughing so hard. He did not know that I was Hope, that I was Andy's wife. He did not know who I was. Really? Did not recognize me, not one bit. Was, like, completely flabbergasted when I was like, hello, it's me. And he was like, oh, and his eyes got so big, you could tell he felt so horrible. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you thought he was cheating on me and you wouldn't tell me? Like, really? I was just picking with him because he was joking. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could not believe you did not recognize me. Did not recognize me, didn't know who I was. And so he was like, oh my gosh, you must have lost a ton of weight. And I was like, yeah. And so he was like, you look amazing. And I was like, thank you. It was so weird not to be recognized. Sarah Harrison used to talk about this all the time in her videos, how she would be somewhere and people wouldn't talk to her and she'd think, oh my gosh, like what did I do? And people didn't recognize who she was. And I remember thinking, that's so weird. Like, I know a situation like that will never happen to me. Here you go, Sarah. It happened to me. Like, so crazy strange. And then I went to like this family function, and it was like for like my uncle and my aunts. Like, it's like my aunt's like dad. He's like turning like 80. He was like 85 or something. And so it was like a big family mixer kind of thing. Both sides of the family. My uncle being my mom's brother. And so it was really my aunt's family. I don't really see them a whole lot, but obviously, you know, they've been married for a very long time. So I've been to things that they were a part of. And, yeah, I walked up and I had the boys with me and no one said a word to me, like at all. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, was I not invited? Like, what in the world? And so my mom came with me too, and I was like, Mom, why isn't anyone talking to me? And she was like, I don't know, that's very weird. And so I was there probably like 45 minutes, and no one said anything. Like, I talked to my aunt and uncle, and they knew who I was, and so I just went and played with the boys, and we were having so much fun. And then someone finally comes up to me and was like, so, like, how are you related? And I was like, and I knew the girl, and I was like, it's Hope, like, are you serious? And they were like, the girl was like, oh, like her eyes got so big. Situations like that are so weird because it's like, what do you say? Like, the person doesn't recognize who you are. It's so weird. I mean, so strange. Like, I never imagined having situations like that happen to me. It's so strange. Very weird. Some other NSVs, the other day my husband and I were like sitting in his recliner like together, and like we were both comfortable and kind of like cuddled up and snuggled up or whatever, but we both fit in his recliner comfortably, which could never have happened 9 months ago. And then we have this hammock out on our back porch, and the other day, we don't have the same off days, so like, it's very rare that we have like an off day together, and so on Sunday we had an off day together. It was the first time in forever, and so we just kind of had like an us day, and we didn't have the boys that day, and so, we just did a bunch of stuff around town, and then we went home, and we laid in the hammock for a while, both of us in the hammock together, comfortable. That would have never happened 9 months ago. There's different things I'm noticing that I can do with my body now that I couldn't before. Like, I can put my leg up to my chest, like when I'm sitting in a chair or something. That's comfortable, which I've never been able to do. Pretty much how I sit all the time now is with my legs crossed. That's something I've never been able to do comfortably before. Just getting tons of compliments. I'm feeling a lot more confident these days. Still feeling incredible, but of course the NSVs help for sure. Just finding different parts of my body that I'm really starting to love, which is very strange. Like, I love that I have collarbones. Like, that's ridiculous. And like I said, I love my feet, which I know is random. My hands, like, I know you can't probably see, but like, my hands would swell too, which is very weird. Yeah, it's amazing. I just feel so incredible. Some struggles that I had this past week is heartburn. I thought I was dying. I finally had to call, like, everything was giving me heartburn. Everything. Like water, you know, my vitamins, food, normal food that I was eating on a regular basis. Everything was giving me heartburn. And, you know, when I went to my 6-month post-op checkup with my surgeon, he said, you know, don't take the Nexium anymore. Don't take, you know, omeprazole, Prilosec. Don't take any of that. Let's see what your body does without that. Because he's a big advocate of making your body do what it's supposed to do and not relying on supplements or medicines or whatever. And, which I'm grateful for, but yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I called his office and I was like, I need to talk to the nurse, something. And so, I talked to the nurse and she said, start taking the omeprazole or Prilosec again. And so that's what I'm doing, and it's gone. So, I know everybody's different, and everyone, you know, some people can go without having an acid reducer for some reason. I just am so miserable without taking something like that. So that's definitely been a struggle this last week. I struggled a little bit this week with head hunger, and then snacking. Like I said, it depends on when I eat and how far out my meals are. Sometimes I will snack, but obviously I'm tracking everything in my FitnessPal. But I don't like to fall into the habit of snacking, so I'm really trying to watch that really carefully. I'm still seeing lots of changes in my body that aren't necessarily a good thing. Like, I'm noticing a lot more skin, especially in my stomach. It doesn't look like my stomach anymore. It's starting to look like skin, which is really weird to see. I'm starting to get comments from people, and I think it's just because I've never been really this size before. I mean, I was when I was like 18 years old. My lowest weight as an adult was 199. And, you know, but I don't really, that was a long time, it was like 10 years ago. And so, people aren't used to seeing me this size. And so it's hard to hear comments like, oh my gosh, you're so skinny, like, quit losing weight. Or, you know, hearing something like, you can stop losing weight now. Like, really? And it's like, I'm healthy. I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my whole life. Like, there's nothing, I mean, I'm still technically over 200 pounds, you know? So I'm just trying to take comments like that with a grain of salt. I know what I'm doing is best for, what is best for me and for my body and for my journey. And, you know, I've never felt better. And so I'm grateful for where I am. But it's hard when you hear, like, comments like that for sure. Lots of hopeful changes coming in the next few months or so. You know, trying to make decisions that are truly best for me and for my family, and I'll definitely keep you all updated. The new confidence that I found and the motivation that I found is something that I really have never had before. So I find myself really thinking about different things that maybe I could do, or thinking about options that I never would have considered, you know, 9 months ago, for sure. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for where I am in my journey, and I'm grateful for, you know, all the support that I've received on YouTube and on Facebook and even on my Fitness Pal and Instagram. You know, I'm grateful for the weight loss surgery community. You all inspire me, just like I hope I inspire one of you. I'm just grateful to be where I am, 9 months post-op. Couldn't have asked for anything better or anything more, really. My next goal, of course, is to reach Wonderland, reach 199 and bust through it. I want to be, you know, really, really working hard to try and get the last of these pounds off before I feel like I'm in the maintenance range. You know, working on preparing for my 5K that's coming up on May 3rd, and just doing my best to continue making the very best choices possible for me and for my body. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. I do have a few shout outs. There are 3 ladies that I follow that had surgery within the last week or so. That is Stacy K VSG, Carly VSG, and Candy from the channel Candy Pants. I just wanted to congratulate all of you on coming through surgery, and I look forward to following all of your journeys. Good luck with everything. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to ask me. That goes for anyone out there who's watching my videos and has questions. Feel free to ask. I don't mind sharing, you know, my experiences and my journey with all of you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!